Alright, so you may or may not have seen this before. This is the Minecraft 2014 Construction Handbook. Not in the best condition, but that's understandable since it's my copy from 7 years ago. So, my current plan is to take this and turn into something like this. I am gonna have to find a way to make this, but that's a problem for future Jared. So, without further ado, let's go. Alright, after way longer than it should have taken, I have finally recreated every single build in the construction handbook, except for a couple of the community creations and some of the professional builds. Anyone with instructions on how to create it, I have recreated. So far we have the wooden house with the nice decorative garden over here. We have the fortified wall. We have the royal hall, the suspension bridge, floating island, galleon ship, and finally the epic roller coaster. Some of these are pretty decent actually, especially the ship. Ship looks kind of cool. I tried my best to recreate it, but some of the stuff wasn't visible, so it looks a little rougher. Some cases like I couldn't actually see what was over here because there's no pictures of it. I had to do a little bit of guessing, but it is about as accurate as it can possibly be. A lot of nice stuff. A lot of the builds are very 2014-ish, which was when the book came out. This book is 10 years old at this point. So it's kind of understandable that some of the builds aren't really up to date with some of the standards we currently have. But I think I could do a little bit of work. I can already see like some stuff like the just some stairs underneath here. Would be nice. You know, a bit of extra detailing like here. I think I'd change the block palette a bit. Make it less just oak and cobblestone and nothing else. You know? This, I could do some more detailing. Fix the color up a bit. Detailing. It's basically just a lot of detailing. Changing the block palettes. This was surprisingly detailed compared to some of the rest of the builds, which was interesting. But it still has a couple issues. Like, if you look overhead, you realize this is just, like, two triangles attached to a really long rectangle. Like, this is just a triangle here. And this. It's not really the right shape quite. But it's decent for how it is. And the epic roller coaster could definitely be a little more epic. I mean, it kind of functions well. It's kind of cool. I mean, we got the minecart. Weirdly, this isn't automatically dispensing the minecarts, which you think it would be. It's not. And you know, that has a couple drops. I like the speed on it. This cave could use a bit of work. Definitely. We'll definitely have to look into that. And I definitely think this needs to automatically dispense minecarts and maybe automatically break them. It's just weird that you have to manually place the minecarts, especially when they already were using a dispenser there. Alright, we're going to start off by recreating the wooden house. Do a bit more detailing and we'll get into the time lapse right now. Let's go. here we are. Welcome to the new... Wait, hang on, this is the wrong one. Give me a sec. Okay, let me try this again. And here we are. Welcome to the new and improved wooden house. I think this turned out pretty well. I didn't think it would turn out as well as it has. This looks pretty good, actually. Except for the fact that I forgot to record the audio for this segment and I had to record it in post. But you can ignore that. Looks pretty nice. Got a lot of spruce. Unlike the first one, I actually did the interior on this one. Yep. Hang on. And there we go. Okay. Got a little entryway. Storage. TNT, painting. Stuff like that. A little living room here. Sofa, couch thing. Globe. Some new paintings. Got a pretty cool kitchen over there. A dining room. That's pretty cool. Got the kitchen again. Very helpful instruction book. And over here, got some more storage, barrels and stuff. Staircase leading up to the second floor. Got a couple different rooms over here. And downstairs again for some reason. You have a little area down there. Area over here. Library. Small little library. Loft up here. Some tools. Bed. Looks pretty nice. Card table. Very legal. More barrels up here. Another couch. For some reason. In case you want to sit here. Stare at the staircase. Then we got the master bedroom with this sword. This is kind of cool. See if you can guess what this is referencing. Blade that once forced evil mobs to you. Got a little balcony when you're in the house. One on both sides, so 2 balconies. Then out here, we've got some flower pots, or whatever they're called. Some trees, a nice farm. This looks pretty cool. All the different farm stuff. A nice swimming pool. And then you can see how much of an improvement that was compared to the old backyard. Much larger. Looks pretty cool. A little diving board here, in case you want to jump into the pool. And got a couple trees, bone meal, a little deck thing. I don't know what this is. It was in the original, so I had to keep it. Got a little chimney there. And the house looks pretty cool. And yeah, chimney. The maze was a large improvement. Look at the old maze. For some reason, it has a ton of entrances. I don't know why. Like, I see no reason for there to be multiple entrances. And it's really easy to solve, too. I don't know why. Like, this was not thought out very well. Like, even if you're trying to get over that, look, it's just really, really easy for some reason. And I don't know why. Like, seriously, surely they considered this when they were building the maze, right? Like, I don't know. There's a ton of long areas where you can just like see down and see for a large section of the maze, which doesn't make any sense, and it makes it a lot easier to solve. I fixed all this stuff in the new version, made it so there's only one entrance, and it's a lot harder to solve. This way, go up here, and I'll leave the rest to you to figure out in the map down below in the description. Also have this area upgraded. Little barbecue, tables, chairs. Pretty cool little area. Also, over here, upgrade the fountain. This looks a lot better. Look at the old one. Very 2014-ish, I guess. Rather this one, this looks really nice, I think. Definitely improvement. And we got these things in the corner. I don't know what those are, but they look cool. There's a lot of stuff like that I've noticed. There's a lot of stuff in this build. I don't know what purpose it serves, but it looks worse without it. We have to keep it now. Yeah. Okay. This took me a little while. We now have 1.12 days time played, so that's over 24 hours. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, part of it was on recreating the stuff you just saw, but still, that way too long in this, which
Yeah. Okay, next up we have the wall. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for this. But, you know what, let's just get into time-lapse and find out, shall we? And here we go.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and here we are. Fortified wall is complete, along with the palace or royal hall or wherever that is. This looks way better than I thought it would end up looking. Like the original over here, I wasn't sure how much room to improve there was, or exactly how I'd improve this. I wasn't really sure how to do it, but then I ended up doing this, and I kinda surprised myself with this. Like, I didn't expect it to look as good as it does with that as the original. Like, this looks a lot cooler than I thought it would end up looking. I don't even entirely know how I built some of this. Okay, start off, go with the fortified wall. This is kind of cool. You know, if you grab a bow, you can shoot stuff off. Kind of cool. Only issue with this wall is you can't hit anyone from here, so you have to stand on this part of the wall. And then if they get past like that area, you have to come down further and kind of shoot them from here. So it is a little hard. And if they get to this point, you can't even see them anymore. So, you know, you're just going to have to hope you get them before they reach that point. Okay, start off 2 towers. These are slightly different inside, but the outside's basically the same. I have a little map room here for planning and stuff. I think this looks kind of cool. Up here, you have the training area, and you know, swords and bows and stuff. Pretty cool. Cool thing about this one is you can reset these armor stands. Decided to use these instead of target blocks because I thought they'd look kind of cooler. Then up here, we have the gear. You know, just iron armor, chainmail, or fighting or whatever. Then up here, we have this little fireplace and trapdoor, so you can close staircase up. It's pretty cool. Alright, in the next tower, this one's slightly different. We have a kitchen here and food storage and stuff, which is pretty cool. A little bit of detail in the kitchen. Looks pretty nice. Then up here, we have the dining area with some barrels here, dispense drinks or whatever. Tables with food from the kitchens. Looks pretty nice. Up here we have the sleeping area. A couple beds. There's one bed in the corner. Have this table or whatever in the middle. Maybe it's a bed. You know, if you fail to hit any of your targets. Up here. Basically the same as the other one. The trapdoor can be closed. If you know there's a battle or something. Pretty cool. Alright, then next we have the Royal Hall, which looks pretty cool. Here's the original interior. Has a lot of stone for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess that's just what you built with at the time. And then here's the new one. Looks pretty cool. Have this nice entrance. Got a carpet going over to a throne. The banner. This banner is slightly inspired by Fallen Kingdom. Interesting fact, the set for Fallen Kingdom was built by Far UK, the exact same team who made the builds in the construction handbook. Kind of cool. Have this, got some like barrels, pumpkins, melons and stuff. And we have 2 rooms to go off to the side. We're going to start over here at barrel storage. This is where all the barrels are stored. You could tell by the name, barrel storage. Okay, we have barrels here, little system I have set up here, you know, so it looks like the barrels stacked on top of each other and they all drain down into this barrel, 3-barrel system or whatever. Kind of cool. Doesn't actually work, but you know, it looks cool. Then over here we have the armor hall. This is probably what I spent the most time on, strangely, but I think it ended up looking really cool. So we have different YouTuber themed armor sets here. And then 3 main armor sets here. You could try and guess which YouTuber is each armor set if you want. Or you can use the hint up here. You know, the name. Kind of a hint. Or if you're really lazy, you could just grab the armor and it would tell you what it is. So we have these 8 YouTuber themed armors. And then we have these 3, which ended up looking really cool. We have the Pure Diamond set. This looks really nice. We have the Fallen set. You could probably guess what inspired this. And then we have the Storm set. This one's really cool. I like that. Kind of inspired by the Wither Storm a bit. Also some other stuff. You know, it looks really cool. And then there is one final little secret here. If you look at this painting... You know, this is just this painting, but if you look at the finger where it's pointing, and you can go down here, there's a secret button here. If you press it, and then quickly run behind the throne, there's a secret exit here. Which I really wanted to add because it's just kind of cool. But yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Alright, next up we have the bridge. We have done a lot of time lapses recently though. So to make this one a little different, I'm just going to go over here. Go in F5. I'm going to click this button and the bridge shall be built. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and... Oops, wrong one. Let me try that again. Boop. That was easy. I'm just kidding. It took so long between recordings that the sun grew another dimension. Or maybe I just updated no tweaks. Either way, the bridge is complete. Although you probably want to see a new one. I don't know if you could tell... For some reason, there's one large difference between these 2 bridges, and I'm not sure how the people who made the construction handbook missed this. But with this suspension bridge, this part here is inverted. It's supposed to curve in, curves out. Here, look at mine, and look at theirs. And see, I fixed it on this one, or it curves like that, instead of like that for some reason. I don't know how this happened, but like, this one looks actually like a suspension bridge. And then this one, I don't know, I knew looking at it originally that there was something off, but I couldn't put my finger on it until I noticed this. But now that I noticed it, I can't unnotice it, you know? Okay, so we have the original bridge here, which is pretty okay. You know, it's not too bad. I mean, you got a nice gravel pathway, has some framing. Don't know what happened here still. But then we have mine over here. I upgraded the gravel a little bit, mixed in some suspicious gravel. Then got this nice spruce. I am now using the wood instead of logs, so it looks a little better. Got a couple lanterns. Got a really nice shape here. Also add a little bit more support. These arches. I think they look pretty cool. And the big arch over here. Completing the suspension bridge. I think this turned out pretty good. Okay, next up we have the floating island. And really quick, before we get to floating island, can I just say, does this or does this not look like a Hershey's Kiss? Like seriously. Here, I'll put one up on the screen right now. Just look. Like, I can't be the only one who thinks this looks like an upside down Hershey's Kiss. Anyway, floating island could definitely use a little bit of work. I think the main thing I would like to do is use a bit of world edit. I would use Voxel Sniper, but this is in single player and I don't have access to that, so I'm gonna do a little bit of world edit trickery. Same way I made the other floating islands in my other video up in the corner. I think I have an idea of how I can get this to work. Definitely want to upgrade this also a little bit, you know, add some more detail, make it look a little nicer. And we're going to time lapse that right now. Let's go.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Somewhere by the Emerald Sea, where the moon and water meet. Somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
And floating island is complete. I think it's turned out very well. Got waterfalls, more interesting floating island shape, I think. Tried to make it a little more interesting the rocks like this. I don't know what to call it. Just less like a Hershey's Kiss, basically. Got these waterfalls coming down. Over here, I've got a nice tree with some roots poking out. I thought that would be interesting. And obviously, I redid the castle on top. Nice entrance. Targets over there. Some weapons. Storage. Here we got some bookshelves. Lectern. A map room. Over here, got a painting and bed up here. Here we have some storage, and I think it's more storage. Yeah, it's more storage. And then over here we have storage and a couple beds. And on all 4 towers, you can go up top, get a nice view. Pretty cool. Stuck. There we go. I think it started out pretty nice. Alright, next up we have the ship. I haven't been looking forward to this, really. I don't know what I'm going to do to this. It looks kind of good already, but there's some stuff I'm not sure about. I don't really want to touch the sails, because I don't think I could build them very well, but I might, connect a few things up, make it look a little nicer. I don't know if there's much I can do there. I will say I think I will fix the triangleness of some of this, smoothen them out a bit more. Realistically, this should go, way over here. Should be a straight line, not whatever this is. I think I could do a couple things. Maybe smoothen this out with some slabs. Maybe change the block palette a little. We'll see what I do. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's go.
Walk in the shadowland, nobody's innocent. Hand to mouth, we live like demons. Stuck in the phantom zone, lost in a thunderdome. Twilight ruled the day. We found the impossible, now we're unstoppable. Taking off the world beneath us. Strong under pressure, we'll make it together. Our universe will change. Freedom looking down a telescope. Starlight never been so beautiful. Whole world waiting for us, time to go. Escaping gravity. We'll be rising high above the rain. Sunset never gonna be the same. Thunder calling us to outer space. Escaping gravity. Escaping gravity. Escaping gravity. Straight to the galaxy, faster than sanity. Left behind a land forsaken. Black holes and meteors, riding on shooting stars. Fearless like our dreams. We shoot down a satellite, wings of a butterfly. Constellations recreate and fighting for liberty. Raising the energy, bursting at the seams.
And here we are. Welcome to my new galleon ship. Oh wow, this looks really cool. I love how this turned out, especially compared to the old one. I think I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the spruce color palette because I used it for basically everything else, but I'm gonna be honest, it turned out really, really good. Render distance is a bit low, but that's fine. It turned out really nice. I really like this ship. It looks so cool. I didn't think I could improve it this much, but I don't know. Just the spruce and dark oak. What the heck? Just the spruce and dark oak already improved it a ton. Smoothing it out, make it look nice. It looks really cool. Got the sails and everything. Oh. Okay, on the deck, we have a lot of details. The barrels, there's a spyglass there. Soup there, a lot of barrels. I don't know what this is, but I kind of had to keep it. It was in the original and it looked weird without it. This place looked weirdly empty without it, so I just turned it into a little water storage thing. I think it's pretty good. You're gonna need a lot of water on the ship. I know that sounds weird. Okay, more barrels. Stuff over here. We got the captain's chair, the wheel, steer it. I think that looks kind of cool. Then we have make that 3 separate areas. 3 separate interiors for this ship. We have this one first, which is like drinks. Above barrel storage back here. Some water. because this connects up to the water tank thing from earlier. If you look over here, you can just barely see that area over there. If we go up and around this way, you can go down here, get to this area, the beds, main sleeping area, also more barrel storage, kind of cool. This looks really nice. Got a little ladder thing here with this. Don't know what it's called. You see it a lot on ships. Yeah, pretty cool. And then one final area, which is obviously the captain's area, I guess. Got the bed, some paintings, map, file storage for all the important documents you find buried underground. Then we got these artifacts. Spyglass, painting, amethyst crystal, a ton of cool stuff there. It's got a little pot in the corner. And this nice chair to look at the map. Obviously, this is just a map of the current world. See, there's all the stuff we just built. Pretty cool. Alright, final build, roller coaster. Ignore that wasn't built at the start of this segment, it is now. That's I'm just that good at building. Alright, so you can see, pretty good upgrade in my opinion. Here's the original, here's a new one. It's a completely different theme. This one's a lot more just oak. And this one's a lot more spruce and mountains. But I kind of like it more, so I'm going to keep it like this. Alright, this is a pretty fun roller coaster. I made some modifications, especially to the cave section. We're going to show you a quick route of this one really quick. Just so you can see the difference fully. Okay, so up. One big drop. Two small drops. Cave section. And we're done. Pretty good. But I think mine might be slightly better. I tried to keep the same components, same shape, but upgrade it. Basically like I did with every single other build. So let me just show you how this works. I fixed this, so it automatically spends its minecarts, but I had to move this button over. Put a couple signs to tell you what to do. See? Spends cart. Alright, here we go. Ready? And up. Around. Big drop. Made this one a little bit bigger. And then it goes down into the cave. I think this is really cool. I made a dripstone cave. This looks amazing. I haven't built many dripstone caves, but I think this turned out really nice. Then you have the void. And you're back up. Pretty good, I think. Definitely an improvement over the last one. And I think that is finally it after way longer than this video should have taken me. I kept getting sick and procrastinating. Alright, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, map download is available in the description if you want to check this out. And yeah, thanks for watching and see ya.